secretary has to have a thick skin and a backbone, right? And Sarah Huckabee Sanders puts up with no crap. Kayleigh McEnany put up with no crap. And they're treated differently. I mean, let's watch the first couple exercises in late January and into February and into March, the first quarter of 2025. See how the media asks these women, presumably a woman, the questions versus how they ask it to Jen Psaki or Karine Jean-Pierre. And I think, Dawn, you could speak to this perfectly. There's going to be, you talk about media bias, right? Just the sheer tone of the questions will be completely different for that press gathering. How many times do they do it? Is it multiple times a week? I know the binder typically is up there around 2:00 Eastern each day. But you're going to see a stark contrast, right?
Yeah, and Melissa Ryan Lively she's the founder of America First PR, and as well, I looked her up. She has a PhD in memology.
Memology?
Like memes.
Like memes, like the
like
things on social.
Yeah.
You can get a PhD in that?
So I guess you can get a PhD. No, I'm looking at her bio.
No way.
She is a self-proclaimed memeologist.
So she's got her doctoral degree in trolling?
So
like what is that?
So she's it's funny though, her team is offering, I mean, we could interview her. Her team is saying if you'd like to, interview her, here's the contact. So
I'd like to nominate Sean Farish as White House press secretary and let him go up and just answer the questions imitating
Excuse
Trump.
me.
Yeah. Could you imagine the way he would pick people apart?
Yeah, I guess they have, you have to post this and people interview for it. But I would say Caroline Levitt, I would imagine she's right up.
I was going to just say, where does she go from here?
And what about Alina Habba?
Well, Habba would be a total spark plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, she puts up with no crap. I like Caroline Levitt. I do. I don't know that she is as not brash, abrasive. I'm not sure what the word is. She seems like a sweetheart. I don't know that you want a sweetheart in that role. You want somebody up there that can take the bullets, so to speak, and spit the nails right back, right?
Yeah, I mean, Melissa, who you mentioned, she has like 20 years of experience.
Okay.
So she's somebody who, has her own company, and obviously she is more established.
Mm-hmm.
She is the CEO. She founded this company. She's the CEO of it, America First PR, as well as the brand consortium PR. So she has decades of experience doing this.
855-839-1210. We'll wrap up with the calls, and we've got Karen, who is in Maryland. Karen, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Love your show.
Well, thank you, Karen.
Yeah. So you were talking with the border, thank goodness. Playing a clip of President Biden inviting immigrants might quiet people down. They don't understand where this all came from, how it all started. So, I mean, Kamala said she would secure the border. Let's push it for them to do it and secure our country and let the United States be united.
Yep. We saw the executive orders and the executive actions that Joe Biden did in his first handful of months in office. And I think it was something to the tune of overriding 91 plus executive orders at the border. Yeah. So, yeah, you're right. But I'll tell you what, even if they don't do that between now and January 20th, when Joe and Kamala officially leave office, the clock is ticking. So if you came across seeking asylum and you did it illegally and you're floating around throughout this country, you better get your kicks in now, right? You better get your preloaded debit card and all the other nonsense out of the way, because Tom Homan's coming in, and that thing's about to get really sealed up quick, fast, and in a hurry. Which, by the way, too, I think we might have had this for you late in the week last week. It might have been on Thursday or Friday, but it was definitely post-election once it was confirmed that Trump had won. Eric Adams rescinding some of the I forget what the specifics were now. He scaled something back on illegal immigration in New York City. I'm not sure if it was the debit cards. It might have been something along the lines of funding.
They didn't renew it.
They didn't renew it.
It was a one-year contract.
Oh.
It was, people were outraged by that.
Yeah.
That, and especially during the storm, that's part of what went viral. You had people getting these, what is it? They're getting $350 to $500 a week
Yep.
for illegals. And you think about that in New York with the situation of what's happening and that they were just doling these out. So they tried to be quiet about it. They did not renew. And by the way, it was a no-bid contract.
Yeah. A lot of things changing really quick once it's confirmed that Trump had won. Trump had spoken, I believe the report is, with 70 different world leaders. Trump has also spoken with Putin about not escalating anything with Ukraine. I believe there's now some sort of peace talk, ceasefire conversation being had in the Middle East. It's like word got out that the sheriff's back in town, and everybody, whatever you've been doing for the last 3.5 or 4 years, you better get your kicks in now and wrap it up because things are about to change. So it'll be interesting to see how much he obviously can do on day one, what he can do in the first 90 days, and then where we are, a year from now and then 2 years from now, because before you know it, it'll be primary season once again. And midterms will be right around the corner for 2026. 855-839-1210. Let's give it away. And I believe Jimmy Kelly said this is a very, very easy one. He was so excited about how easy it was. He came into my studio at like 5:28 this morning like a kid on Christmas. He's like, I've got an easy one for you, Nick.
Uh-oh.
It's time for the Morning Mystery Movie Clip.
And now, the Morning Mystery Movie Clip on Kayal Company. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
One day, it started raining, and it didn't quit for 4 months. We've been through every kind of rain there is. A little bit of stinging rain, and big old fat rain. Rain that flew in sideways, and sometimes rain even seemed to come straight up from underneath. Shoot, it even rained at night.
Think you know what it is? Be call at 12 at 855-839-1210, and you could win this great prize.
Oh, how about that? Tying in the movie clip to a little bit of precipitation that we finally had in the last 24 hours or so after a 40-day drought. All right, if you can identify that clip, be caller 12, 855-839-1210. You will get a copy of Letters to Trump, the book. Caller 12, 855-839-1210. Copy of Letters to Trump, the book. Best of luck. We'll get our winner. We've got our Veteran Spotlight coming up in just about 20 minutes. And more of your audio and your calls as we continue. It's Kayal & Company, Veterans Day Monday on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
My friends at Piazza Premium Automobiles, featuring the latest luxury vehicles from today's top brands. I'm talking about Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Land Rover, BMW, Porsche, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, and more. These models have such sleek new designs and innovative features powered by the very latest in technology. And Piazza has thousands of new as well as certified pre-owned vehicles available right now across their Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey dealerships. Piazza Premium Automobiles stands out. Visit them. PiazzaPremiumAutos.com, Piazza, PiazzaPremiumAutos.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Cancer, a scary word, but not so scary if you have the right team. Hi, this is John DeMasi, host of Health Watch, Sundays at 8 and again at 4 here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And that team is Dr. Molly Fantasia and the medical staff at Innovative Medical Associates. Yes, cancer is a scary word and a difficult condition if you've been diagnosed. Over the years, the staff at Innovative Medical Associates has helped hundreds of patients with their unique medical hydration protocols. Cancer support is a large part of the practice at Innovative Medical Associates.
We believe in medical hydration. We've improved it so much that we are able to help people across the board with challenges before they become chronic.
Talk about improving your quality of life. Most likely, that'll happen when you visit Innovative Medical Associates. Check them out on the web at innovativemedicalassociates.com or call 856-489-0505 to schedule your initial complimentary consultation.
Are you worried about your roof handling the next storm?
At Emmons Roofing and Siding, we provide top-quality roofing services that fit your budget and stand the test of time.
And our team of roofing experts ensures your home stays safe and dry with durable, reliable roofing solutions to any problems you may have. Plus, at Emmons, we offer free inspections and free estimates.
So call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Do
you have a property that you no longer want? Maybe you inherited the property. Maybe you're underwater in the property. Or maybe you're just a tired landlord, tired of dealing with tenants. Listen, I can buy those properties, and I'll buy those properties fast. I can close in 2 weeks. I buy properties cash. My name is Larry Steinhaus. Give me a call at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I will personally answer the call. You can also visit easyOutRealEstate.com. Hey, this is Larry Steinhaus from Investor Schooling. Did you know I have a radio show every Saturday from 1 to 3? It's called The Larry Steinhaus Show, and it's sponsored by Investor Schooling. On this show, you will learn things about finances and things about money that you never knew before. But even more of a reason to listen to this show is how much fun we have. If you haven't heard the banter between me, Omri, and Dr. Deb, you haven't heard the greatest show on earth. Listen to this show this Saturday at 1 o'clock right here on WPHT, and I promise you will learn something.
In a world filled with financial information, Citizens can help you make sense of it. So whether you're listening to that new financial podcast that's hotter than your morning coffee, flipping through that financial guru's 1,000-page book on simple finances, or getting tips from a coworker that actually sound kind of interesting, you're ready to make the most of it. Make sense of your money with Citizens. Learn more at citizensbank.com/made-ready.
You love your city, but let's be honest, the commute, not so much. That's where the free Odyssey app can help. Download the app and follow your local news station so you can get the latest traffic reports or find if your train is on time before you walk out your door. Knowing all this gives you time to think about the essential things like, do I have time to get coffee? Download the free Odyssey app and search your local news station. That's AUDACY.
When you're hiring for your business, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology makes finding qualified candidates for your job easy. This made us wonder, what if the rest of the world was as easy as ZipRecruiter? Math problems wouldn't be so problematic.
K equals 42.
Escape rooms? Elementary. And summiting Everest would be a walk in the park. In the meantime, if you want to make your hiring easier, use ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Simple. So, see what the world is like when ZipRecruiter does the hard work of hiring for you. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Be sure to follow Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the free Odyssey app. Download it now.
Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came. Playing a new game, laughing and a running, hey, hey, skipping and a jumping, in the misty morning fog with our hearts a thumping, and you, a brown-eyed girl.
Oh, yeah. Kayal Company. As we continue live on this Monday morning, Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Gut Sheet Part 2 coming up in a matter of moments. Our 1210 WPHT World War II Veteran Spotlight, courtesy of Window Nation, is coming up right after that, right around 9:40 this morning. For all of your window and door needs, visit windownation.com. Today's first guest, Leon Kerner, who served our country in the U.S. Navy from 1943 all the way through 1967, making a career out of it. Good work on him, and we'll chat with him coming up in less than 13 minutes. But we have our movie clip winner. It's Charlie from Royersford. Charlie, good morning. What movie did we just play for you?
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump, yeah. Little Rain and a copy of Letters to Trump for you, the book. How's that sound?
Thanks so much. And I just want to say thanks to all the veterans.
Yes. Well said.
Amen.
Charlie, thank you for listening and certainly for playing. All right, Greg Stocker, what do we have left over for what's on the cut sheet? I believe.
What's on the cut sheet?
Part 2. By the way, for all the people asking, Sean will be with us tomorrow.
Yes. Yes, he was preoccupied. He's hanging out with AOC and Harry Sisson. He's hanging out with his liberal friends this morning. He dusted us. No, I'm kidding. He'll be with us tomorrow.
Nancy Pelosi gave an interview with the New York Times, and it's funny how they're all rewriting history now. She said that Biden endorsing Kamala Harris for president made it almost impossible to have a Democratic primary.
So, well, I'll save it for the hold on. Okay.
What comes next?
Should there have been an open primary, though?
Well, see, we thought that there would be. The anticipation was that if the president were to step aside, that there would be an open primary. And as I say, Kamala may have. I think she would have done well in that and been stronger going forward. But we don't know that. That didn't happen. We live with what happened. And because the president endorsed Kamala Harris immediately, that really made it almost impossible to have a primary at that time.
First of all, that's complete hogwash and nonsense, because what she is saying, once Joe said he's going to endorse Kamala, they were scared of their own shadow, because if they leapfrogged her and put in Gavin Newsom or Andy Beshear from Kentucky, or Josh Shapiro from Pennsylvania, or even Mr. Potato Head himself, Tim Walz, it would be viewed as racist and sexist, because MSNBC and CNN would have been shouting from the mountaintops, they are replacing a female minority after Joe Biden endorsed her for a white man. No, the reality is she's not qualified to do the job. But where the Democrats went wrong is, and this is the beauty of karma, they lied to all of us for multiple years that Joe was not in cognitive decline. And Joe's cognitive decline was on full display on June 27th in Atlanta in that early debate against Trump. And because they lied, what they should have done is either forced his hand a year ago and had a full cycle for the successor to run, or obviously conduct a primary and let the people decide. But they tried to pull a fast one on you in the eighth inning, and it blew up in their face. That's what happened.
She also suggests Kamala Harris could have won if Biden got out sooner.
No. Not on the messages she was running on, not with the policies she was trying to implement. I mean, you think price gouging and price caps is going to get you elected in the United States?
Nancy Pelosi with the New York Times.
I think the timing hobbled Kamala Harris because she had 100 days to get a campaign off the ground, to mobilize people, to get her message across, to get her self.
We called this, by the way, that if she would lose, if Kamala Harris lost, they were going to throw Biden under the bus so quick.
Yep.
It was Biden's fault. He didn't get out quick enough.
Nope, of course not.
Maybe it was, but I think anybody related to this, seeing the headwinds, anybody related to this administration was not going to win.
Yes, but because they're tied together at the hip, right? Joe and Kamala are 1 and 1A. And the reality is this. You can sit here and give me, well, you only had 100 days. You had $1.4 billion. $1.4 billion.
I mean, this was an incredibly truncated campaign, and many people think that maybe she was set up to fail just by the timeline alone.
Oh, I don't think she was set up to fail. But let me just say this. We're only a couple of days since the election. There'll be many reviews of timing and the who, what, when, and why, and where as we go forward. And books will be written about it. The fact is, she did a great job with the time constraint that she had. Had the president gotten out sooner, there may have been other candidates in the race. Kamala, I think, still would have won, but she may have been stronger, having taken her case to the public sooner.
She did a terrible job, and she did a terrible job because she kept trying to talk and define about Trump. We already know what Trump is. He's been around for 8 or 9 years. He's the proven and known commodity. you didn't even need to mention his words. You needed to spend those 100 days defining who you are and not saying you're a middle-class child on loop, right? It was the same message time and time again. Select interviews. It was, when you look back on everything that they did with the orchestrated efforts, the concerts, giving Oprah $1 million, trotting out Bill Clinton. You want to win Gen Z, but you're bringing out 77 or 78-year-old Bill Clinton? He doesn't resonate with 22-year-olds. Most people don't even know who he is unless you told them.
There's also this war brewing between Bernie Sanders, AOC, and Nancy Pelosi. God, you hate to see it happen. So Bernie Sanders came out and said that, of course Kamala lost because the Democrats abandoned the working class message, which to Bernie Sanders' credit, he's had the same message for 70 years. So his message never changes. Nancy Pelosi responded to what Bernie Sanders said.
I want to pick up on this working class issue because in a statement after the election, Senator Bernie Sanders said it should come as no great surprise that a Democratic Party which has abandoned working class people would find that working class people have abandoned them. And Joe Manchin, who's now an independent but was an important moderate Democrat for years, also weighed in and had a similar diagnosis of what went wrong. And that was that the party doesn't stand for what it used to.
Well, I just completely disagree. And in fact, might notice that Kamala Harris ran ahead of Bernie Sanders in Vermont.
So what does that tell you? I mean,
it tells you that the fact is that what we do, what our
woman.
purpose is in the Democratic Party, is for America's working families.
But
So
why
since
did
you
voters-
pursue it, what? Go ask Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders has not won. Let me, with all due respect, and I have a great deal of respect for him.
No, you don't.
For
No, you
what
don't.
he stands for. But I don't respect him saying that the Democratic Party has abandoned the working class families. That's where we are. For example, under President Biden, you see the rescue package, money in the pockets of people, shots in the arm, children in school safely, working people back to work. What's his name? What did Trump do when he was president? One bill that gave a tax cut to the richest people in America. In
Then
fact,
why did voters who earned less than 100,000 K go for Trump in such large numbers?
Yeah.
well, there are cultural issues involved in elections as well. Guns, God, and gays. That's the way they say it. Guns, that's an issue. Gays, that's an issue. Now they're making the trans issue such an important issue in their priorities, and in certain communities, what they call God, what we call a woman's right to choose.
So you feel like it was the culture?
I think that's
war
part of it.
Issue
That's part of it.
Yeah.
Nothing is it. It's part of it. Because it's really hard to understand how someone would vote for somebody like Trump, who's been there for the wealthiest people. And again, I think the message that Bernie Sanders has put out is not the winning message for the American people.
So three things here. Number one, there's only two things Nancy Pelosi cares about: her stock portfolio and her denture adhesive. Okay, it looks like she could you a little extra adhesive because you take the slip if she's tacky there. Yeah, it's like Mrs. Doubtfire. Remember when Robin Williams, when the denture started falling out in the wine glass scene? Yeah, so that's that first thing. Secondly, it's not about you talk about in Nancy's words, gays, and you talk about social and cultural issues. The only cultural issue that Trump and the Republican Party fought in 2024 was keeping men out of women's bathrooms, locker rooms, and sports. That's common sense, okay? You made it a cultural issue with stuff like, I shouldn't say you, Nancy, but Kamala Harris with, transgender sex surgeries for illegal immigrants on taxpayer dollars in American prisons. Really? You don't think 99.9% of Americans are going to push back on that idea with their tax dollars? And then lastly, when we talk about, where this party is, they have catered to such a fringe minority percentage of Americans. They just don't resonate with the common person anymore. You have to be an Ivy League coastal elitist, somebody making well over $500,000 a year. You don't even resonate with the person that makes $100,000 a year. By the way, there's a lot of people that, make 75, 80 grand a year that feel like they're living on the margins right now. Where, yes, but believe it or not, that meal that now costs $16 that used to be $11, that impacts people's lives. It just doesn't. They still don't get it, and I don't know that they ever will.
We should break.
We're going to break. Maybe they'll have a chance to figure it out during the break. And we're going to come back and speak to our first World War II veteran from the greatest generation, Leon Kerner. Come on down, U.S. Navy, 1943 to 1967. All brought to you by our friends at Window Nation. And it comes your way next on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. And maybe you want to search for Leon Kerner and read about his backstory beyond what I'm going to speak about. Well, you can do that right now with the best search engine going. It's DuckDuckGo, because we're all tired of Google and Yahoo and Bing and all these other companies that spy on you and track you and spam you. That's why we are so excited to partner with DuckDuckGo for a second time around, because now they're going from great to even better with 3-in-1 privacy service with their new subscription package, which is going to give you a secure VPN anytime, anywhere. That's the most important thing in my eyes, because we're always on the move, right? You have a laptop, you have a smartphone, you're always traveling. You want that secure personal protection. Then on top of it, identity theft restoration. If your identity is stolen, they help get you back on track. And of course, personal information removal. All you have to do is go to duckduckgo.com/1210 for a free 7-day trial offer. And on top of that, up to 5 devices at one time. And once you love it, whether it's on your phone, your tablet, your laptop, if you still have a desktop, it's just $9.99 a month. How great is that? Do it today. Thank us later. DuckDuckGo.com/1210.
When it comes to your home, trust is everything. For 45 years, Kitchen Magic has built a reputation for transforming kitchens with such precision and care. From custom cabinets to countertops, backsplashes to storage solutions, Kitchen Magic gets the job done fast. In just a few days, your dream kitchen becomes a reality without the hassle. Trust the name your neighbors have relied on for decades, Kitchen Magic. Get your free in-home consultation, kitchenmagic.com. You want to get this on the calendar right now. Let's cook up something extraordinary. kitchenmagic.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
Do you have shoeboxes full of old videotapes and photos with memories you'd love to share with the family this Christmas? Right now, get exclusive early access to Legacy Box's biggest deal of the year. Digitize your memories for just $9 per tape. That's right, only $9 to preserve and share your precious moments. VHS, VHS-C, Hi-8, film reels, and more, saving you over $15 per item. Not to mention, when you digitize your memories now, Legacy Box sends all your memories back on the cloud, so they're easy to access by Christmas, and you can relive them with your family just in time for the holidays. You've heard about Legacy Box all year, but now is the best time to digitize your memories. Hurry, this $9 deal won't last long. Head to legacybox.com/value for early access to our best deal of the year. Don't wait. Secure your digitized memories by Christmas at legacybox.com/value.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Lowe's knows that to win the job, pros need the best prices. That's why only at Lowe's, MVP's Pro Rewards members can get a volume discount on eligible orders as low as $1,500 at the Pro Desk. That means you get the prices you need to start any job, small or large. Because Lowe's knows pros. Valid in-store only. More terms and restrictions apply. Visit Lowe's.com/terms or Pro Desk for details.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Hey, Ambler. We know your favorite station is Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Follow us anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
It is our 1210 WPHT Veterans Spotlight, where all week long for Veterans Day, we are honoring our veterans for the duration of the week, highlighting our American heroes. It's presented by Window Nation. For all of your window and door needs, visit windownation.com. And today we are joined by retired Lieutenant Leon Kerner. He is 98 years old, and he was in the Navy for 24 years, from 1943 to 1967. Leon, it is great to have you on the show. Thank you for your time. How are you feeling today?
Well as can be expected when you're 98, yes. No, today's a pretty good day, but this does make me a little nervous.
Understood. So let's talk about your time serving the country. What made you enlist and what made you serve your country? Because you did it for almost a quarter of a century, which is commendable in its own right.
Well, I enlisted in 1943 when I was 17 years old, and I was a little bit worried about when I turned 18 I'd be drafted into the Army because World War II was on, and I was not a big fan of the Army, so I figured if I enlisted in the Navy, I'd be safe.
Totally understand. And you were a fireman third class on the submarine named the Sea Cat, and it gave sail in New Hampshire and went through the Panama Canal, then on to Hawaii and patrolled the Pacific. And you were training, I see, to be an electrician on the sub, but you end up staying in there for 24 years. So what specifically kept you invested for such a long stretch of your life?
Well, I don't know. I never thought what serving on a submarine would be like, but I found it to be a very interesting and it was a challenge every day. So it was just something that really suited my fancy.
Yeah, I can see that. Obviously, some of your responsibilities aboard the Sea Cat were to maintain responsibility and prevent supplies and merchant ships from reaching Japan during the war. And then after World War II, they docked in Japan. And you have a memory about, I think, handing out candy to Japanese children. Could you tell the audience a little bit about that?
I'm not quite sure. I think it was the Christmas after the war. I was in our submarine I was on was home ported in Yokosuka, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And
interesting, because we're just coming off of Halloween, so I was just taking my daughters to get candy. So I got to imagine that these children were fascinated by the fact that you're sitting there, representing the United States Navy, and you're giving out candy. So that's fantastic. Once you, after 1967 or so, when you decide to get out of the Navy, what did you end up doing professionally for the rest of your career before you reached retirement?
I worked as the engineering officer for the American Bank and Trust Company, later on Meridian Bank.
Oh, okay. I'm certainly aware of the name Meridian for sure.
I was responsible for the operation of the computer room, air conditioning, electrical power, and for all the power and stuff in the branches. And we had like 200 and some odd branches scattered throughout the state.
Oh, that's phenomenal. Well, I just want to thank you for your service, for your patriotism. I know this audience certainly has the utmost respect and admiration for what you do, for what everybody does, regardless of the branch, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, you name it. So thank you so much for sharing a little bit of your backstory. God bless you. And I'd love to chat with you once you get to 99 and you get to 100 and 102. I got a feeling you're going to be with us for a long time.
Okay. When I turn 99, you can give me a call.
You got it. Leon Kerner. Thank you so much, Leon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's Leon Kerner, part of our 1210 WPHT Veteran Spotlight, where all week long we are highlighting America's heroes. It's all presented by Window Nation. For all of your window and door needs, visit windownation.com. There he is, Leon Kerner. I got to sit down with him last week for a couple of minutes over Zoom, and got to tell you, a fascinating individual. And this guy is still pretty darn sharp as he approaches triple digits, which is just remarkable.
God bless.
I don't know how many of these individuals are left, male, female, doesn't matter. It's just, you go up and down the list, and you're like, anytime you come across any of these veterans in the grocery store, wherever, and it doesn't have to be on November 11th. Just go up and give them a nod.
Well, that's really why we're doing this, because there's so few of them left that their stories need to get out there, and what a perfect week to do this, because we always say that the farther you get away from this stuff, the more you forget that it happens, and we can never forget that this, what these brave men and women did.
No, and they didn't need mental health days at college.
No.
When the election didn't go in their favor.
No.
And we'll be chatting with 3 more of these vets today.
You don't think that they needed mental health?
No, I don't think if Dwight D. Eisenhower won, Bob Johnson needed to sit in his dorm room and ponder his existence. Yeah. I think he probably just went up and went to class. Yeah. All right, we got to find out what's on tap for the Dawn Show, and also what happened today in music history.
What happened on this day in music history? Music history on Kayal and Company.
Today, Monday, November 11th. We celebrate the birthday of Ian Craig Marsh from the Human League, who's 68. We also lost Barry Oakley from the Allman Brothers on this day in 72. Filthy Phil Animal Taylor from Motorhead in 2015. And Big Bang Hank from the Sugar Hill Gang in 2014. Single to Coot, I'm 18 by Alice Cooper in 71. My Best Friend's Girl by the Cars in 78. Great Balls of Fire by Jerry Lee Lewis in 57. And The Memory Remains by Metallica in 97. Albums include Rock and Roll Over by Kiss in 76. We Can't Dance by Genesis in the UK in 91. King Animal by Soundgarden in 2012. And Train of Thought by Dream Theater in 2003. Also in 2011, Black Sabbath announced they'll reunite for a new album and tour. In 97, Metallica holds a free concert here in Philly. In 67, Van Morrison appears on American Bandstand. In 93, James Brown appears on The Simpsons. And in 65, the Beatles complete recording for their Rubber Soul album. But lastly, also in 97, same day as the Metallica show, Green Day trashes a Tower record store in New York City during an in-store performance, causing $50,000 in damage. Of course, their label paid for everything. For Kayal & Company, I'm Phil Almquist.
There he is, Phil Almquist with a Monday edition. He'll be back live in studio on Wednesday, 9 o'clock hour, brought to you by McCausland Lock and Alarm. Business owners count on McCausland to secure and control access to their facilities. Top-of-the-line equipment, industry-leading customer service, and owner Tom McCausland's wealth of experience. McCausland Lock and Alarm, securing your business, securing your future. Let's get to the voicemail machine, Greg Stocker.
Well, let's just do the...
we just had the parody.
Yes. This was sent in by a friend, Newman Price. So here you go.
Do you suffer from type 2 TDS? Well, if you do, I've got some great news for you. Introducing
Kamalagan. Kamalagan works by relieving symptoms such as cackling in your ear, cravings for immense word salads, and being unburdened all the time. Less frequent visits to the proctologist because you will no longer be in pain in the With one simple red pill of Kamalagan, you can be feeling great for 4 years. Kamalagan. Kamalagan has been shown to reduce the desire to have dyed hair, nose piercings, tramp stamps, and you might even lose a few pounds. Kamalagan. So if you're just sick and tired of being a miserable person, try Kamalagan. Side effects from Kamalagan include the
Trump dance, listening to YMCA, having a good time, being a decent person in general, not freaking out over everything, not being a racist, not pointing the finger, not being a complete silly bag.
If you're ready to try Kamalagan, give us a call at 555-4547. Kamalagan.
Wow.
Put him on the payroll, Stalkers.
Good job.
Good
man.
job.
Good job, Newman.
Wow.
Man. Most creative audience in radio.
I'm telling you, our rogue
And-
staffer, some named, some unnamed, incredible.
Hands down.
That's right. All right, the Dawn Show's coming up in 6 minutes. What do we have lined up top of the hour?
Yeah, so we will talk about there's so many moving parts today as we look at Trump's picks, his transition team, as well, world leaders that he's speaking with, and all the jockeying back and forth because, as for example, Elise Stefanik, now she's now the UN ambassador, so who gets her open House GOP leadership position,
right,
for example. So all of this we'll go through some of the politics and we'll still celebrate. You know, we're still celebrating.
Yes, I mean, we've got 70
right?
days until the inauguration, right?
So we have to, earlier Nick Kayal celebrated with the little ladies mud wrestling that he, kicked off. We had fun with that. We'll be greeted by some great veterans, among them locally, Senator Tracy Pennicook. She'll join us for her veterans celebration, commemorations, locally, nationally. We have it all. We have so many great guests. We'll update you as well on the very latest and the breaking news as far as Bob Casey still refusing to concede. We'll give you those latest numbers. Stay right there on YouTube, on our airwaves. We have a lot coming up.
All right, Dawn Show coming up at 10 o'clock this morning. I'm off to talk to some more veterans that you will hear from in the coming days. Sean Farish tomorrow at 8:30, and then Bruno on Wednesday at 8:30. And then we might even talk to Sean again on Friday at 8:30 because I like Sean. All right, that'll do it. Have a great rest of your day. Stay tuned. Dawn is up next. We're back tomorrow morning at 6.
Good night, everybody. It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.